Hey guys, it's Megan. This is my first speed painting video. I think I've started over this recording oh my goodness, it must have been 15 times by now. I'm just really, I didn't know it would be this awkward to well, maybe I did know, but I'm sitting in my living room talking to myself, and it feels incredibly weird. It's funny because I've made videos before where I talk to a camera, and that has never bothered me that much, but something about doing a voiceover, it's my goodness, it's I'm so worried about saying something weird. I mean, I'm not that weird of a person, am I? No, I totally am. I don't know, this is all super weird for me, and I hope I'm not making anyone uncomfortable. Sometimes I feel like when I talk to people, I'm a really shy person, so I'm often kind of uncomfortable when I talk to somebody that I don't know very well. And sometimes while that's happening, I realize that I'm making them uncomfortable too, and then I'm horrified because the last thing I want to do is make somebody uncomfortable, you know? I'm sure that's how most people feel. Or maybe a lot of people don't care. I don't know. But I personally am the last person that's gonna wanna make anyone feel weird. So that's how I feel about making this speed painting video. You know, I want the video to be the highlight, but I also wanted to talk during it to make just kind of an update about what's going on with me, and also just sort of ramble a little bit. You know, one of my favorite things to do nowadays when I'm working, animating something, is to turn on a podcast or some video where somebody's talking, or even I like to watch YouNow streams where people are just talking, you know? I just want to be able to listen to something while I'm working, because it kind of fills the void. It kind of makes me forget how long it's actually taking me to do what I'm doing. And it's been nice. I found it's the easiest way for me to make a lot of progress really quickly. When I was making my Christmas animation that I released in December, that was all hand-drawn, so that was a heck of a lot of frames, and I didn't even finish, to be honest. There was a lot more to that plot that was supposed to happen at the very end. For the most part, it all came together, but, you know, I learned very quickly that the best way to motivate myself to draw thousands and thousands of images was pretty much to turn on, a podcast or anything where somebody's talking, and just kind of focus on that with my mind while my hands are drawing, you know? And since I started doing that back in December, that's what I've just pretty much been doing every time I work on something. And it's been so nice. If you guys want to listen to anything like that, I will say that the Jenna and Julian podcast, that's Jenna Marbles, who I'm sure you've heard of, and her boyfriend, Julian Solomita, they have a podcast together, and it's wildly entertaining. I enjoy it a lot. They do something a little bit different each week. Sometimes they play games. Sometimes they just talk about whatever's going on in the world. My favorite ones are when they talk about conspiracy theories, because that's just so interesting to me. I usually don't even agree with most of them, but just the fact that someone came up with all those clues into some conspiracy that's going on, that had to have taken so much work. You gotta respect that, you know? And it's also it's fun to want to believe in something, even if it might not be true. Ancient Aliens, for instance. I know that show's kind of been proven to exaggerate things every now and then. And, you know, part of me wants to believe humans made the pyramids because I want to believe that humans are cool enough to do that on their own. But at the same time, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be so cool? Oh man. Of course, that also brings in the topic of religion a lot, because part of that show is kind of enforcing the idea that God is aliens. And I don't want to buy into that, because that just seems a little bit sacrilegious, and I don't want to believe that aliens are gods. I really don't. But at the same time, it's pretty gosh darn cool to imagine it that way. And I kind of hope that some movies are made in the future where aliens do things to impact the future of the world. I'm pretty sure plenty have been made like that. I don't watch a lot of movies, to be honest. I watch a lot of animated movies. That totally makes sense for what I'm majoring in right now. But there's a lot of like classic movies that I haven't seen before. Do any of you guys like follow Channel Awesome? Like, other than the Nostalgia Critic, but like, the actress that's always in his videos, Tamara, she has a series called, Tamara Has Never Seen, and then the title of a like really famous movie. And you know, most of the time, I think she's around my age, maybe. I think she's a little bit older than me. But most of the time, I'm totally there with her. Like, I haven't seen half the things that she also hasn't seen, you know? So it's like, it's crazy, too. And then once I do finally see them, oh my gosh, it opens up a world of jokes to me that I never understood before. Like, I remember the first time I saw, all the Star Wars movies. I finally got where all those quotes were coming from. Oh my goodness. And, just a couple weeks ago, one of the, I don't know which one of the Rocky movies was on TV, and I've never seen any of those. And I finally, like, oh my goodness, I'm like, oh, I get these jokes now. Like, he literally will say things that I've heard other people quote before, and I didn't know they were quoting anything. It's funny how that works. But I definitely need to see more movies, because I am so behind on pop culture. I'm actually highly embarrassed whenever somebody makes a reference, and I'm like, oh, you were making a reference to something, weren't ya? And I don't know what the heck they mean. My boyfriend Omar does that all the time. He'll quote something, and I'll just be completely clueless. And I'll be like, what are you referencing? And then he'll be like, oh, street called A Streetcar Named Desire. And I'll be like, okay, haven't seen that. And then he knows I haven't seen it. He'll just quote it anyway. I guess it's funny to him. Maybe it's funny that I have no idea what he means. I don't know. But he's a film major, so he's seen a lot of films. You know what he hasn't seen, though? He hasn't seen Forrest Gump. And I am very proud to say that's one of the things I have seen that he hasn't seen. And I gotta get him to watch that one day. That is a lovely movie. I used to have this little booklet in my house. I don't know if we still have it, but it just had like random movie facts in it. And one of the facts I think was that like, the first screenplay, or at least one of the screenplays of Forrest Gump was rejected because they're like, oh, this would be boring. Can you imagine being a production company that rejects like a wildly famous film, and it ends up being picked up by somebody else and just becomes like history? Like something like Forrest Gump or like The Sound of Music. Can you imagine that? I'd be so embarrassed. Ugh. But I mean, you can't blame them either. I mean, there's probably so many amazing screenplays that just don't get picked up because you really gotta play that game with, you know, constantly keeping money in mind, which really sucks, actually. I think that's why I kind of don't necessarily plan on going into the industry in that way. You know, I'd like to have my own personal projects. That's what I hope to accomplish with my work, to kind of make it all mine. And my like day job will be some design marketing thing, I hope. If I can get into making short films and getting paid for it, like, that's beautiful. I will 100% go for that. But it's such a competitive field that I feel like my best option, and also what's best for my mental health, is just to kind of make things in my own time, make them impressive, at least to me, and post them and hope that at least somebody sees it. Honestly, I have a Facebook page right now, and I've sent the link to a couple of like other people besides family, but right now mostly family members and friends are following it, and oh my god, I'm totally okay with that, to be honest. Like, obviously I want a career in this field, that's a given, I want money, but as far as fame goes, if only my family members know that I'm trying my best and that they're at least kind of impressed with it, that's all I really need. Not to mention that a fair amount of people don't know how animation works necessarily, so when they see you make something, they will compliment the heck out of it because they have no idea how you did it. And then you take it to class and it gets critiqued, and the reactions are totally opposite because all the animators know exactly what you could have done better. I love it when that happens. My favorite thing is when I post something on my Facebook page and someone tells me it's perfect, and then I go to class and like I get maybe one compliment in a sea of critiques. Not to say I really mind critiques all that much. It's severely important to be critiqued. You don't want to always hear that your work is perfect, because it's never going to be perfect. Not in a million years. But it is nice to hear compliments every now and then. Mostly because I'm very self-critical. I'm not critical of other people. Except when I have to be. I will critique the heck out of myself. And it's nice to hear a compliment every now and then. I'm not sure where I'm going with all this. Okay, well, we're kind of running up on the time now. I kind of just wanted to talk your ears off for a while you watch this speed painting video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you're not cringing at me. If you don't like hearing the audio and you just want to watch the video, just like, pause, turn off the sound, hit play, turn on your own background music. I'm totally cool with that. I mostly want you guys to see the art. The talking is more just like a therapeutic thing for me, and also because, like I said, I love podcasts. I want someone else that loves podcasts to get something out of this too. You don't have to, though. Oh my goodness, I'm so awkward. This is so weird. Have I said that this is weird yet? Yeah. Well, this video is over now. I will say that I'm hoping to make speed paintings that are more than just like a pretty girl, like looking slightly to the right. That's usually my comfort zone when I draw, but I definitely want to branch out a little more. I still think I'm going to draw a lot of human figures, but I think they're going to be doing different things next time. So stay tuned for that. I'm not going to be drawing the same thing every time. One day I might make a video where I'm actually animating, but I have to see first because that might be a little too much for my computer to handle, but we'll see. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everything you guys do for me. If you're following my Facebook page, God bless you. If you're not, hey, the link's down there, guys. So thank you for listening. I hope this wasn't too boring, and I hope you all have a nice Easter, and tell your friends.